Google AI Studio has essentially replaced every single AI app builder out there, and you can use it for free. Plus, it's incredibly easy, and you don't even need to know how to code. I'm going to show you exactly how to use it today. And if you've never used this before, let me show you how it works. So, for example, over here, you can see we go to aistudio.google.com, and then from here, we can start using Google AI Studio. Now, you can see inside the list, inside the chat, you've got a bunch of ideas. So you've got, for example, Gemini, you've got live, you've got images, you've got video, etc. Right? So these are all the different APIs that you can use. Now, inside the chat, you can just basically go back and forth with it, kind of like Chat GPT, for example. But if you want to do bigger and better things with this and build your own ideas, then you can actually go to the build section over here and you get options between the FAQs. So here, it's just sort of general FAQs. Then you've got your app section, and you can switch between recently viewed, created by others, and created by you. So between these, you can see all the different apps you've built. So for example, I've built out AI avatar video generator, SEO keyword discovery tool, Gemini run planner, even an AI video optimizer. I'll show you how these work and how we build them in a second, but you can actually customize them exactly how you want. You can generate video, sound, you can even create live audio transcriptions, etc. And if we go over to the app gallery now, you can see some examples as well of what we've got and what we can build. So you can even chat with Google Maps directly, which is pretty wild. You can use VO Studio and basically describe any scene to get a video in seconds. You can use Run Chase, and this is basically a game that someone has built and shared inside the app. And you've got all these different options right here, right? The way that I would approach this, and I'll put some free notes inside the AI Money Lab in case you want to learn how to use this stuff. So if you go to the AI Money Lab, link in the comments description, or just Google it if you want to. And then you can go down to AI automations, and this is where I'm going to show you how to use this stuff. So if we go to add page down here, we're going to click on a new page, and I'll just insert the notes and the step-by-step instructions for using this. Okay, so Gemini free tool. So how to use, you just go to aistudio.google.com, and then from there you are going to click on build and start putting in your idea. So I want to show you some examples of what we've built so far, and then I'll come on to exactly how you can build these too. So for example, over here, we have the AI video title optimizer. So what this can do, essentially, this is a tool that I've built and I've custom made it for my own use cases. And I think that's the best way to get the most out of this is you figure out, okay, where are you spending your time? What's wasting your time? What can you automate? And then how can you build it with Gemini AI Studio? And the beautiful thing about this is, you can build it very quickly. It's quite easy to use. It's better than, a lot of these other tools. When I've tested it versus Bolt or versus Lovable, I tend to get better outputs from Gemini Studio. And the other cool thing is you can share it across the web as well. So for example, over here, we've got the AI video title optimizer. So let's say you've got a script and you want to create a better video to get higher CTRs. And this is something that I do every single day, or my team does every single day. So for example, if we take this title over here, I'm going to take that, plug it in over here. We're going to click generate titles. And not only is this great at generating titles, but also what it can actually do is it can optimize with AI, right? So it's actually using the AI inside this tool. So not only do we have a coded tool, but we actually have the AI embedded inside the tool, if that makes sense, right? And so you can basically build any SaaS you've got an idea of, as long as you simplify it. That's the main thing. You don't want to go crazy. And also, sometimes some of this stuff I wouldn't 100% take as granted. So for example, these predicted CTRs, I would take those with a pinch of salt. I'll tell you that for free. But you can get some ideas of how this works. And then, for example, we've got all these ideas. So, for example, Google AI Studio just killed every coding tool. Here's why. Or stop paying for AI coding tools. Google AI Studio made them obsolete. These are pretty good ideas for YouTube videos that we could easily insert into my live stream, right? And if I'm like struggling for a video idea, I know people ask me every single day, like, how do you come up with so many ideas for YouTube? How do you create so many different videos? How much you create so much content for every single platform? Well, tools like this can help you automate a lot of the thinking that's required, right? And to be honest, it's more creative. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't get sleepy. It doesn't run on coffee. And so you can easily build out these tools that cut out a lot of the creativity required to generate content, or to generate marketing ideas. And the other beautiful thing about this is, let's say, for example, I go online and all my virtual assistants, all my team are asleep. What am I going to do? Well, if I use AI and I use these sort of tools, then we can easily cut out the middleman. We save a lot of time and we can do it all for free, right? That's basically how it works. So let's talk through the whole process. How would you do this, right? How to implement and how to make it practical so that you can grow and scale your business and save time with this. Well, here's how I would separate it out. So number one, you're going to want to make sure that you actually time audit, right? Where are you spending your time? How can you automate that, right? So where are you spending most of your time? That's basically, I would simplify that as much as possible. So for example, for me, I actually have a timer on another tab every time I do another job, right? So you can see here, for example, I'm using Google's stopwatch timer. And then every single time I do any type of work, I'll time it. I'll write down the task. I'll write down what it relates to, for example, like getting more customers or keeping customers longer, etc., or increasing profits. And then I know, okay, here's where my time's going. Okay, here's what I need to automate next. And as you spiral upwards and as you figure out, okay, what do you automate, delegate, and eliminate, you just get more and more and more leverage, right? And so the power of your time increases exponentially as you gain more tools, as you learn more processes, as you set up more SOP and playbooks, right? So start with this time audit, then figure out what you need to automate, which the time audit will tell you, and then build, right? And start putting your ideas into Gemini AI Studio. Sorry, Google AI Studio, right? How do you get access to Google AI Studio? You just go over here. There you go. Boom. And that's basically how it goes. So, for example, what I could also do is show you some examples of like apps I've actually built. So for example, this one, I'm going to share this with you. So you can get it for free inside the AI Money Lab. This is the YouTube title optimizer, and that is a free tool, right? Now, bear in mind, like a lot of people are out there charging for SaaS tools like this, and you can just build them out and share them for free like I'm doing with you today. And then we can also switch between models inside the build section here, and we can set up system instructions, that sort of stuff as well. So for example, let's say you want to create let's say you got Gemini here. I'm like, right, okay, come up with some live stream ideas for my AI YouTube channel, right? Or let's have a look at this. I'm going to say create I literally just spent like 20 minutes preparing for this live stream, right? So yeah, that is time consuming. That's like 600 minutes a month, which is 6 hours a month, right? And so if I can create a tool that automates that, then I'm going to save 6 hours a month, which is, of course, 72 hours a year, which is going to save me a lot of time, right? That's nearly an extra 100 hours a year that I get back from creating a tool like this. So I'm going to say, okay, create a live stream tool generator, idea generator, research the web plus what's going on today in the AI industry, then give me some ideas based on that. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to say this is for Julian Goldie SEO's YouTube channel. And you can personalize this as much as you want, which is what I love about this. And then I'm also going to take all of these titles like so, right? So all my recent titles of videos that I've created over the last year for live streams, done a lot of live streams. And then I'm going to go over to ChatGPT and say list the titles only, remove and filter out the rest. And basically what we're going to do here is just get a list of the titles that we've created live streams around so that I can train the AI tool I'm about to build to come up with ideas for me. All right, so we've got a list of ideas here. Now I'm going to take those, go back to AI Studio and say, here's some example topics that I've talked about. Make sure the title ideas match, plus it's a similar style. Want to be consistent. So we're going to take those now. And then you can switch between models here like that. You can even use your microphone with this as well if you really want to. And then you can also add, like, for example, all these different options here. So you can supercharge your apps, right? And what that means is like basically, for example, you could use Google search data to connect to real-time Google search results. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, the thing is, if you can use Google search data inside the tool that you create, then when it's doing that research across the web, you get the latest responses, right? And you're no longer using an AI that was trained on like data from 6 months ago. Now, this is really, really good for creating tools based on real-time information. So if I, for example, want to create a tool that generates YouTube titles based on today's searches and today's news, then this is the best way to do it. Now, it's not guaranteed to work. You know, sometimes these things break, but we can easily click build and start creating this. Now, typically, I found this takes anywhere between like 60 to 180 seconds to create, sometimes 5 minutes, but rarely. All right, so it usually just takes a few minutes to generate this stuff. And from here, we can start creating this, right? We've got the chat over here, and it will also give you some ideas in here of like prompts you could create, right? So for example, you've got some ideas here of like, you could do prompt-based video generation. I'm not going to do that because I'm not trying to create videos here. You can also, for example, come up with ideas on YouTube Shorts, right? So you could add that to the chat if you wanted to. You could go from ideas to live application, right? So you could actually do some ideas, but I'm just going to go with this one, right? And so we're going to click on generate ideas. It's going to research the latest AI news. And then it's going to, you can see here, it says AI live stream idea generator. And again, we've just made this live based on what I've spent my time on today, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on doing this stuff forever. And then you can see here, it says click the button to research the latest in AI and generate viral topic ideas in Julian's style. Now you can see it's come up with a bunch of cool ideas here based on my style of videos, right? So for example, breaking, OpenAI just launched ChatGPT Atlas browser, which it did come out like I think within the last 7 days or so. New Google Gemini 2.5 computer use model. OpenAI Sora 2 is here, right? Claude agent skills, Perplexity Comet, right? Now, the only thing that I would change about this is I want it on today's news, right? I don't want it on like last week's or last 7 days, because I know how quickly I know how fickle sometimes the demand for these ideas can be if you're late, right? So for example, if I had to start talking about something that came out last week, people like, that's old news in the comments, right? So really, I want to generate ideas from not just the last 7 days, but literally from the last 24 hours. So I'm going to try and change that now. I'm going to say, right, okay, when you generate the ideas, try to come up with new ideas from the last 24 hours of releases, right? Update releases, maximum 48 hours. If you can show how recent the updates are, that would be even better. Goal equals focus on the newest updates. Let's see if we can come up with better ones, right? Who we got here in the comments? Like, for example, this tool should save a lot of time. And we're now going to test this out. I also like the fact that I don't have to type anything. I can just click a button. Boom. One click, boom. Idea generator, right? I really like that. So we're going to wait for that to go now. By the way, if you want the example prompt for this, I'll put it inside the AI Money Lab notes as well. All right, so you got the notes right there, the example prompt notes. Now you can see it's coming up with ideas. You can see when stuff was announced, which is pretty cool. So this is nice. This is nice. You can see here, for example, we've got OpenAI's new ChatGPT Atlas browser that was announced about a week ago, and it says announced 21st to 23rd of October. That's great. It actually tells us now when the updates came out, so we can just focus on the best ones, the newest ones. So for example, new Microsoft Copilot update. I know they just rolled out something new, and you can see here update rolled out in the last 24 to 48 hours. Nice. All right. So what we're going to do over here is we are going to, 1 second, we're going to hit save. Then we're going to click on share app. So wait for that to load. Then we'll click on copy. We'll publish that as well in case anyone else here wants to use it. You know, and you can just say like generate it. You could check. I'll show you how to copy the code and then create your own if you want to personalize this stuff. But we're going to put over here live stream video idea generator. At this point as well, here's the interesting thing. Is like I always used to rely on custom GPTs, but I actually kind of prefer AI Studio now. Like it's better because it's a better form of the AI, and it just seems like easier, but also the UI is nicer too, right? So for example, if we go over here and we open up that shareable link, we can go straight to AI Studio and we've got it. We can also download the code. We can copy the app. So if you want to personalize this to yourself, you can click on copy the app and then ask it to personalize that to yourself, right? So you just change the prompt. And then you've got the download app option. So you can actually download this as a zip file here. You can save this to GitHub if you want to make it open source for everyone in the world. Or you can actually deploy it, right? So you can deploy it to a Google Cloud project, like you can see. What else we got here? So you can share, you can switch the API key, you can change the device, so you can preview this on mobile as well, so you can test this stuff out on mobile, you can rotate it, and you can see all the code over here, right, if you want to take the code. So it's really, really cool. super easy to use, super easy to build, and very, very practical, right? Like I am literally going to use that every single day. In fact, what I'm going to do now is just put it into my SOP for generating ideas, right? So here we go, use this live stream video idea generator, right? And this now goes into my process and boom, I can just automate and find live stream video ideas whenever I need to. So I've shown you the YouTube title optimizer. I've shown you how to build a tool using the live stream video generator. Now, when you're doing this as well, you want to just iterate, right? So you saw how I iterated based on like making sure that it categorized the latest update by the date. That's what you want to do as well. Now, how do you do that? So you just go back and forth inside the chat and tweak until you get it right. That's basically it. And then in terms of examples, we've covered the YouTube title optimizer. We've covered the live stream video idea generator, right? By the way, let me just publish this on Twitter. What else we got here? I'm just going to post this. I'm just going to post the links. If you're watching this on Twitter, for example, I know 170 of you are, then you can see the link below to get the video notes from today as well. So I'm just going to hit save on that as well. And also I'll just plug in the video so that you can watch it back in case you need to. And then you've got everything you need inside the video notes here. Let's plug that in. There we go. Boom. All right. So you know how to use it. You know how to implement this in a practical way for any business. You've seen some examples and you've got the example prompt. Now I want to show you some more apps so you can build, but you know, you can see how powerful this is. So for example, if we X off this, we're going to go back to start. Then we're going to go over to your apps. And I want to show you some other examples of apps that I've built. And then I'll share them with you and show them how you work. If you're not following me on Instagram and you're watching on YouTube, feel free to follow me. I post a lot of good content on there. We're always blasting new, interesting stuff out. And I'm going to show you some other cool stuff that we actually built inside AI Studio as well. I mean, the amount of tools I built is crazy, right? I don't use half of them. I only created a few, like just to make it fun and that sort of thing. I think the Gemini Run Planner actually didn't work. That's actually a good example. I used the Gemini Maps API to create this sort of Gemini Run Planner that will show you the distance between one location to the next. Honestly, I couldn't get this working. So I just want to tell you that it doesn't always work. It's not magic. It's not a superpower. And sometimes it does mess up, right? So just be prepared for that as well, because it's not perfect. And it's not going to work every time. It's an experimental tool. But as you can see today, if you want like the simplest, most practical ways to use it, like that live stream idea generator, then you're living the dream, aren't you? You're living the dream. So we've got the AI avatar video generator. Here you have to plug in your own API key. We've got the SEO keyword discovery tool. I think this is really powerful and easy to use. And the thing I like about this is, well, you just plug in the keyword and then you're good to go. So if we put, for example, SEO training, find keywords, that should find us keywords here. You can go full screen as well on this bad boy if you want to have a look at the full screen video. So you can see it's now finding keywords using the AI to generate that and find new ideas. And then I'm going to plug that into here as well. So SEO keyword generator. That might take a little while. So we'll come back to that in a second once it's, there we go. It's already come up with the ideas. That's great. So if we go full screen on this, you can see some ideas for free SEO training for beginners, keyword difficulty volume. So volume is medium, keyword difficulty is easy. And then it tells you the intent, right? So are people looking to buy something or are people looking to find information? Right? So is it informational or is it commercial? That's what you get inside the intent section. And then you get an unlimited number of SEO keywords you can generate using this AI Studio tool. Again, it's a free tool and it's inside the AI Money Lab. What else we got here? So we've got Bangkok vibes. Here, I think I created like a sort of AI powered guide to Bangkok. And then you can just click what you're interested in and it'll find you ideas. So if you type hidden gems, for example, it's kind of like a guide to the city, but it's AI generated. So let's type in hidden gems. We'll wait for that to generate. I like the colors as well, but you can change the colors over here if you want to. And then you can see it's got some prompts. So you can, for example, we could say, right, make sure that people can add and save favorites, or improve the map integration, add a rating system, animate the card on hover, etc. And then it gives you some ideas here. And if you click on view on Google Maps, it will take you to the Google Maps listing for that particular post, right? Pretty cool. And you can see all these different ideas, right? So that was kind of like just a fun example. I'm not really going to share that because I think 99% of people watching will not care about this. And inside here, we can also generate IG carousels. Now, this is interesting because you can basically generate images for Instagram with AI along with the carousel information. And if you want to generate more images for your Instagram carousel, it works as well. Let me show you an example, right? So if we put, okay, the benefits of yoga, right? We'll type that in and that's going to generate the first slide and caption for our Instagram carousel. Now, as long as you're happy with that, then you can generate more and more. right? Now, in the meantime, whilst uploading, because it will take a little while for the image to generate, you can see here how we've got the image, right? So that's literally, you can download that for your Instagram carousel. It follows the dimensions of an Instagram page as well. And then you've got a few options for the Instagram caption. So you don't even have to pick this one. Like, you've got multiple options there, and you just pick whichever you think fits your brand the best. And these are written pretty nicely. So for example, here you've got, ever wish you had a reset button for your mind and body? Guess what? You do. And it's called yoga. And then that's one of the options for the caption. And then you can just copy and paste that. So you just copy and paste that, and you paste it onto Instagram, download and save that image as, and then you can add another slide. Now, if you click on add another slide, what this is going to do from here is start generating another image for your carousel. So if you wanted to have like 5 images inside your Instagram carousel, boom, there you go, right? And you can see it's kind of like photorealistic. It's automatically generated. I didn't have to tell it what to create. I just give it the topic, and it's like, right, here's the benefits of yoga, blah, blah, blah. Here's what else it helps with. And then you can generate another one, right? And you just click a button. And the cool thing about this is you can just basically automate anything you want, right? You can automate images, you can automate content, you can automate writing, you can write in the style of whatever you want automatically. And if you want to generate more, you just click a button. That's it. It couldn't be lazier and easier, right? So if you want to get access to that as well, let me click on share app, and then you'll get the Instagram carousel generator too. This one was actually created from a request inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So I actually made this, normally a lot of agencies are charging big money for a automation like this to implement it. We just created it for free for one of our AI Profit Boardroom members, just because we want to help people. Right now, if you've not checked out the AI Profit Boardroom, it's pretty amazing what you get inside here. It's a community where we basically learn and grow together. And it's a community of amazing AI builders. You can see we've got 1,700 members inside here. And you can see how active this community is as well. Look at all these new posts that are coming through every hour. There's like a new post. But people are sharing stuff, sharing their wins, sharing what they learned, helping each other. And you can see it's very active as well. So if someone posts, for example, like, let's have a look at one of the latest posts over here. So yeah, for example, like let's have a look. All right, so Chris, for example, just posted here, and then you can see 20 comments on that post. Boom, right? So you can get a lot of ideas, you can share stuff together, you can grow and learn together, and it is really, really cool. The whole goal of this is just to learn and grow together. We also have regular coaching calls. So you can see a coaching call is happening in 20 hours. And if you join, link in the comments description, you can see inside the calendar here that we have 5 coaching calls per week, right? It's 4 to 5 coaching calls per week. Inside the classroom as well, you get access to all of our best courses. So for example, if you want to learn how to use AI from beginner to expert, you can inside this 6-week course. So within the first week, you'll learn how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. You're also going to learn how to grow your business, how to save time with AI, etc. And you can even see that inside the finale, we have like a recap and exactly what you learned, etc. So you get the community where you can ask questions to get help and connect with people. You get the classroom where you get all our best marketing strategies and automation strategies and plug and play workflows that will save you time. And then also inside the calendar, you get 4 weekly coaching calls per week. Top of that, you can also connect with members, right? So for example, let's say I'm an SEO and I want to connect with other SEOs. I can just type in SEO over here, and then we can connect with all the members inside the Profit Boardroom who do SEO, right? Because it puts it inside there. And then also you can see what else you get here. So you get tons of automations. You actually get 1,000 plug and play automations. You get unlimited tech support. You get a daily Q&A with me. You get the 7-day no questions asked refund as well. So if you don't like it, no problem. We'll give you your money back, and we'll high five you on the way out and just say thanks for checking it out. So that's basically it. And then also you can see all these different courses here. So you get the playbook with all my best automations, including like Twitter, YouTube, Shorts, Instagram, etc. You get the 6-week AI automation masterclass. You get the lead generation methods here, email and content automation, NA10 templates, AI agents and workflows, agency course on how to scale your agency, your AI automation agency, coaching call recordings. So if you can't make any of the coaching calls, no problem. You can just watch them back. And then also all of our best SOPs, which get updated regularly, tons of AI SEO automations over here, web automation scraping, and then also YouTube AI growth one. Now, this is basically what helped me grow my YouTube channel so quickly. And it's a 6-week YouTube roadmap. So you get all of that inside here. And, it's just an amazing community where we learn and grow together. And on top of that, you also get you can see here, we've got 90 pages of testimonials inside the testimonial document. So it's wild how many people we're helping and how many people love it. So let's keep going now. Don't want to drag on too much about that. What else we got here? We got the AI powered ad creator. So we can basically describe our product and then it will generate an ad. Now it will actually generate the creative as well as the copywriting for this. So if I say, right, okay, SEO link building agency, helping websites, and this is a real use case because we run Facebook ads for our SEO agency. And so I'm going to say SEO link building agency, helping websites rank #1 on Google and AI search engines, right? Like that. And if you want to book in a free SEO strategy session about this stuff, feel free to book it in at juliangoldie.com. But we're going to click on generate ad, right? Like so. And we'll start generating a Facebook ad creator for my SEO link building agency, right? Based on those recommendations. So wait for that to load. I'm just thinking that one seems to have broken, which is okay because we've got another one over here. So I'm going to put over here, SEO link building agency that helps websites rank #1 on Google and AI search engines. And then we can describe the ad image over here. So I'm going to say an alien SEO nerd typing on a laptop ranking his websites, something like that. Right? We'll click on generate ad like so, and then we can automate our Facebook ads using this process right here as well. And I actually trained this on what made my Facebook ads successful. So if we scroll down, this is basically using the same style of copywriting that worked really well for me. I actually trained it on some of my own ads and that sort of thing. So we've got the ads creator over here, our rank the competition, even if you're from another planet, which is pretty cool. And then you've got this SEO nerd. He's looking at his SERP rankings. He's on his laptop and he's got a 404 error on his t-shirt, right? Pretty nice. Little coffee there. And then SEO for Zeller Republicans or something like that on the on his book, and he's got a little cheeky Starbucks over there. So it's a really cool, creative idea. We just automated it using Nano Banana inside this tool, and then we automated the headline and everything else. So for example, here you've got the headline, rank #1 on Google and AI. Pretty simple and easy. And then we've got the primary text. So for example, is your website visible on Google? You're losing customers to competitors on page 1. Our link building strategies are the solution, blah, 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 right? And you can see how easy it is to automate the primary text, the headline, the creative. It saves so much time, honestly. You have no idea how much time I've spent creating Facebook ads in the past. And then we've got the targeting recommendations here, right? So it actually gives you ideas on okay, here's the best countries to target, right? If you want to get clients from Facebook ads, here's the best age, here's the best job titles, here's the best interests, here's some behaviors, here's some interests, right? So Neil Patel, Backlinko, Gary Vaynerchuk, etc. And then we can just copy that and paste it into Facebook as well. So if you want this tool too, I'm going to copy that link, and that is the Facebook ads generator. Boom shakalaka. All right. So you got 5 free tools there. You know exactly how to implement this. You know how to use it. You know how easy it is. And you've even got an example prompt that I used to create the live stream tool generator. Now, the cool thing I like about this is most of the time, people will show you NA10 automations on YouTube and it's not that practical. Nobody's using it. There's no quality control. And you're just not going to use those NA10 automations each day. But these sort of tools, I could use happily each week or each day, right? So if I was publishing Instagram carousels every day, or if my virtual assistants were, I'd just use that. Right? If I was doing more SEO, I'd use the SEO keyword generator if I didn't already have access to Ahrefs. The YouTube title optimizer is pretty cool. This one I genuinely will use every single day. That's going to save me a lot of time. And then how easy was that? How simple was that? Now, the other cool thing about this is how much money did I spend creating all these? $0, right? It didn't cost me anything to create any of these tools, but I've just automated a bunch of SaaS tools that I absolutely love. So you can see how easy this is, right? There's nothing stopping you. A lot of people, they message me and they say, I feel overwhelmed, blah, blah, blah. And so what I'd recommend is if you feel overwhelmed, audit your time and just figure out, okay, what's the one thing, what's the #1 constraint that if I automated that or delegated that or eliminated that with AI, it would change everything, right? What's the one thing? And then you just rinse and repeat that every single week. I have a playbook with all my SOPs, and I think across the history of my company, I've created hundreds of SOPs, right? Standard operating procedures. Because every time you automate a process or you hand it over to someone else, you level up and you level up again. And that's how you get more for the same amount of time, right? So for example, if I work today and I've got an empire of 50 people working for me, well then my time and the amount that we do in one single day is huge, right? Whereas, for example, if I'm just doing everything myself and I'm not using this process right here, if you do not use this process, then how are you going to level up? How are you going to get more for your time? How are you going to get more leverage, right? You can't. And so this is what it's all about. This is a game, my friends. And this is how you make it really practical and simple, but level up your processes in a way that just saves you so much time and grows your business. That's what we're talking about. That's the sort of result we want to achieve today. We haven't had many questions on the chat here, but if you do have questions, feel free to ask. I might just get a glass of water before we move on. So just excuse me for a minute. I'll be back in about 30 seconds. There we go. Getting those early morning electrolytes in. That's what we're talking about. So you can see how powerful this is. Now, what I would be interested in is testing which one creates the best tools, right? So for example, we've already built that tool for live stream videos, right? This one right here. Now, what I actually want to do is I'm going to use the same prompt again, create the same thing again, but I'm going to test it side by side versus other paid tools like Lovable and Bolt. And we're going to see, okay, which one creates the best and the fastest. Now, bear in mind, I'm not paying for any of these tools. And so I want to see as well, can we create them for free on each, or is it just clear that AI Studio wins? I don't really care either way, right? Like, I just want to find the best tool, but I do want to share, okay, which one works the best and which one creates the best options. So what we're going to do is take exactly the same prompt over here, like so. We're going to copy that. And then we're going to go to AI Studio and we're going to open this up, right? So we're going to build something new from scratch. Let's go to build over here, build, start. There we go. Again, we'll take Lovable, right? And then we're going to take Bolt over here. I'll try and compare them side by side if I can. If we've got enough window space, there we go. Resize the Lovable window. Nice, nice. And then resize the AI Studio window. Okay, nice. All right, boom shakalaka. Let's get this party started. All right, we're going to start the timer as well, and we'll see which one creates the best tool and which one creates the fastest tool. So we've got the timer running already. Let's get this sped up. So we're going to use Google search data, paste this in, right? Then we're going to do the same thing inside Lovable. We'll paste that in, hit enter, that's spinning it up. And then we're going to do the same thing inside Bolt, right? So it's basically Bolt versus Lovable versus AI Studio. AI Studio is free, Lovable is freemium, and Bolt is freemium too. So let's see what we got here. Let's see which one's creating the best. So we're 40 seconds in. None of them have created a preview there. Bolt has just replied, but it seems like it's taking a while. So look at this. Look at this, right? This is mind blowing. So we've got Bolt, freemium tool, aka, you have to pay after a certain amount of limits. We've got Lovable, freemium tool, aka you have to pay after a certain amount of limits, right? Now we've got Gemini Studio, and literally in less than 90 seconds, Gemini AI Studio has already created the tool, right? We've got the preview over here. Now Bolt is still coding, Lovable is still coding. Gemini was just like, nah, mate, we're gonna get this pumped out, right? We're not gonna procrastinate on this. And if we click on generate new ideas, it has struggled with the API, which is okay. So I'm gonna go over to here and click on auto fix. But you can see how much faster this is for coding, right? So if you're optimizing for productivity and you're trying to save time, which I would highly recommend you do, then you can see that AI Studio is one of the best options. So we're fixing this on this side. Hopefully that gets sorted soon. Lovable is still coming up. I mean, it's amazing how slow some of these tools can be in comparison to the free options. And I can imagine if you use Gemini directly on the apps and not our Studio, but Gemini directly, it'll be even faster because it tends to simplify things and make things even easier. But I do like the customization you get in AI Studio. I think that's better. So we'll wait for the response right here. Let's see what we get. And there we go, right? There we go, my friends. There we go. So Lovable, we've got no preview. Bolt, we've got no preview. But in 3 minutes, we've already had 2 versions of this live stream app directly inside AI Studio. And it works now. Look at this. So it's come up with OpenAI Atlas browser, and it's given us some key talking points, which is great. It's also come up with the new Sora plus Vega 3.1 updates. And it's also given us the AI models. Oh, that's interesting. So it's taken like some research reports with some key talking points right here. And then you got the research sources at the bottom. But the main thing is, we've got a working prototype with key talking points, a description, and an explanation before Bolt and Lovable have even generated one single preview. Now, I'll be interested to know what we get back from these two once it's done, but it is interesting. And that's it. That's it, isn't it? I mean, what else we got here? So we can also add like video generation, which we can't, I don't think we can do with Lovable Bolt. We can improve it, etc. So this one this is interesting as well. So Bolt has actually beaten Lovable in terms of speed. Let's have a look what we've got on the tool. So Bolt has created the database. It's given us some ideas. This is pretty good, to be fair. Like if you look, it's given us the date and the source. But if we actually try and click on that, it's not clickable. And then I just want to see, like, it says Google AI Ultra subscribers get early access to Gemini DeepThink, an advanced reasoning model. Now, is that actually like real news, or is that made up news? I don't think that's real news. I think that's pretty old stuff, isn't it? Gemini DeepThink, it rolled out like 2 months ago. Yeah, look at that. That was from 2 months ago. It wasn't from October 27th. So the results that we've got, I mean, GPT-5 released on October the 24th. That was released months ago. It wasn't that mind-blowing, to be honest with you. We got a tool from Bolt. It was a bit slower, and also the results are just not as good, honestly, compared to the speed and the quality of results that we got from AI Studio. And we are now 6 minutes in, and we still don't have a preview from Lovable yet. So we have to enable cloud. So I'm going to allow that now. It said, I found current AI news, including OpenAI Dev Day, Claude's new persistent memory feature, and enterprise AI agents. But this seems to be taking ages. So we're waiting for this to load, and it's taking absolutely ages. I could have done my morning cardio by now. All right. So in the meantime, we'll wait for Lovable to run, because that's just taking ages. In the meantime, let me show you some examples of how you can come up with more ideas, right? So let's say, for example, you've already looked at your time. You've created a tool for everything that you spend your time on, and you're wondering, okay, what else can I automate, or what's like sort of more out of the box, but it's still relevant to me, right? And so what you can do is you can go into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will typically, most people are using ChatGPT for like day to day, and then they'll use AI Studio for coding, if that makes sense, right? So that's the way I see it. It's like you have two different options. If I'm gonna do something personal, right, day to day tasks, I'm gonna use ChatGPT. Right? But if I'm going to code something out and create tools, then I'm going to use AI Studio. And so you see the difference here. Like I don't really see like one being better than the other. I just see ChatGPT as being better for personal and AI Studio being better for coding. The other thing I recommend is like for writing, you know, if you want to write stuff out, then you would use something like Claude. Claude is by far the best AI writer out there, by a million miles, I would say. So you can see how you basically match whatever you need, whatever you're going to do, right? So personal task, ChatGPT, writing task, Claude, and then coding task, Gemini AI Studio. So here's how else I would use it. I'll go into ChatGPT and I'll be like, right, okay, what are some tools I can create with AI, personalized to me, knowing what you know about me and what I do every day, right? Because I create a lot of my work through ChatGPT, so it knows me very well, and it knows what work I work on, that would help me save time and get more leverage. Simplify the tool, because here's the other thing as well. I know, like, for example, internet marketing, Jenna, you were talking about creating tools with Replit. I tend to find like Replit, Data Button, tools like these are really, really good for more complicated tools that might take like weeks or months to generate, right? So for example, if you have an ongoing project where it's like, okay, you need to, let's say someone's building a jobs board, which is something I did with Data Button. If you're building a jobs board, I don't think you're going to use AI Studio to help you with that, because AI Studio is just great for creating those like one-click tools that you generate in about 10 minutes, like you've seen today, and then you share them with your team or you share them with the world later. That's the way that I would look at it. Firebase Studio, I'm not a huge fan of. Honestly, like, it's good and it can build apps, but I just don't tend to come back to it. I don't tend to use those sort of tools. Even like the app builder on Bolt.new, it was really cool when it came out. Do I ever use it? No, I'm not an app developer. So I think like 99% of people watching probably wouldn't use it as well. Like, I tend to try and look through the eyes of my audience as well and see what they're doing day to day. But I think for sure, like, Replit is better for building those bigger and longer and crazier projects than Gemini AI Studio. So, and that's the thing, right? Simplify. I always try and simplify everything. So simplify the tool, because we can't build anything too crazy. It should just be very quick and easy to use. The other thing that I really like about using AI Studio versus using custom GPTs is that when you use a custom GPT, there's not really a nice UI, right? Like the UI is super boring. Whereas, for example, if you're using the UI inside one of these tools, like I'm showing you today, the UI is a lot nicer, right? It's just easier to use, easier to share, etc. So what else we got here? We've got the sales QC analyzer. That's something I do a lot. So I quality control my team sales calls, give them feedback, train them up daily, and measure them based on are they improving or not. And so, like, for example, if I could take a sales call and then plug them in through here, that would be really cool, right? Now, again, you can see ChatGPT is kind of overly, ChatGPT is like overly complicated that, right? So, for example, auto pull from Zoom or GHL, transcribe them with Whisper or Assembly AI, and then run a prompt to summarize a call. The way that I would just do that is I would create a tool inside Google AI Studio, and I'd be like, right, okay, give me a tool that takes my sales call transcript, and then based on my attached sales checklist and the SOP, critique them and give them feedback and just give them 1 to 3 improvements. That's the way that I would look at it. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to pull up a sales script. It would take me ages to find them. But let's have a look. We've got the ad performance snapshot. That could be quite cool as well. Again, you can see this is pulling in like different APIs. So I'm going to say, don't create tools that pull in API data. Just focus on simple stuff, e.g. YouTube live stream ideas. So I'm actually going to put this prompt inside the notes from today as well. So you just go to ChatGPT, then you're going to use this prompt like so, and then you can just copy and paste that. And then you can see it gives me the goal and how it works, right? So live stream notes builder. So you paste in your live stream topic and the tool generates a hook and intro lines, 3 to 5 talking points, value, and CTAs. And then it gives me the leverage here as well. What else we got here? School post rewriter. So you paste the post you wrote, it creates free written versions for engagement, storytelling, authority. This would be quite interesting. Let's try and create this, all right? So we're gonna go to AI Studio over here, back to start, X off that, plug this in, school post rewriter, turn one post into multiple variations fast, how it works. And then I'm gonna say writing style, and I'll just take the writing style from an SEO prompt that I really like this, direct response style. Plug that in, hit build, and we'll see if that will do its magic. So it's developing the features over here, and then we'll see what we get back in a sec, and then I'll test it out. So for example, what we got here, all right, let's say, for example, we wanted to take this post about my live stream here and use that, right? So we'll wait for that to load, and then we'll copy and paste that post into this. The other thing you could do is like, you don't have to just do this for work stuff. So you could, for example, paste that prompt, but say like, what are some personal tools, you know, for like personal lifestyle stuff as well. So for example, if we go over here, you can see like it gave me an idea for a daily leverage planner. So it can create a focus plan for your top leverage activities of the day. Here's a prompt, boom, right? Offer angle generator. That would be really cool actually. So some ideas for that: affiliate content repurposer, a micro content hook creator. These are still work related. I don't know why it's not giving me some personal tools. But yeah, you get the idea. So we have the title idea creator. That's from Lovable. I mean, to be fair, that looks nice. So Lovable finally got back to us with the ideas. The UI is pretty nice. Let's see what we got for title ideas. GPT Pro API. I mean, this is old news, isn't it? This is old news. Yeah. Not impressed with the Lovable one. So now we're going to paste in that content from school, and we'll see if this can create and rewrite the post that we've generated. Don't know why it's focusing on the keyword, probably because I messed up the prompt, but we'll get some ideas on that now. So now it's rewriting. Let's see what we got. And there we go. We've got some rewritten examples, right? Again, I will try and like get this to format it nicer because the formatting is not good. The actual content itself is decent. And then it's got like a storytelling version for the post, an authority version. Again, I would probably tweak this a lot compared to what we've already got, but you get the point. You see how it works. So just to recap here, peeps, you can basically build anything with Gemini and AI Studio. How do you implement it? Well, you go to aistudio.google.com, and then you're going to time audit. So you're going to figure out where you spend your time, figure out what you need to automate, build and start putting your ideas into it, and then iterate, go back and forth inside the chat and tweak it until you get it right. If you want to see 5 examples of tools I built, well, you've got the YouTube title generator, the live stream video idea generator, the SEO keyword generator, the Instagram carousel creator, and the Facebook ads creator as well. It's 5 different free tools that I've shared inside the AI Money Lab, right? From there, you've also got tips on how to find more tools. So you can go to ChatGPT and then use this prompt. And then we've got an example prompt right there. Boom shakalaka. Okay, so that's how you can get access to this. If you haven't already joined this free community, you can get access, link in the comments description. It's a free community. It's got 33,600 people inside there. So it's a very active community. I think it's one of the top on Skool. You know, there's 177,000 communities on Skool. We're like top 18, which is pretty amazing. And you see how active it is and how many people are posting right there. And if you want to get help, support, if you want to connect with me personally, then join the AI Profit Boardroom. This is a different community with exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. And also it comes with coaching calls 4 to 5 times per week. You'll get a very active community where you can ask 1,700 serious AI builders any questions that you have, get help and advice and etc. You can also check out the classroom with all of these different courses on, for example, the 6-week AI Automation Masterclass, the AI Playbook with all my best automations to scale my business, my email and content automations, NA10 templates and workflows, AI agents and workflows, the agency course on how to scale your AI automation agency, and also coaching calls and that sort of thing. If you want to learn how to get clients, like this course is everything that I know about it. So feel free to get that, and you can see everything that you get right here. So this is the page you'll get. And again, we've got a 7-day refund guarantee. So if you don't like it, no questions asked, you can get a refund whenever you want. Just drop us a DM and we'll high five you on the way out and say thanks for checking it out. All right. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it as always. If you are a potential client that wants to save time, but you don't have the team or the resources or the time yourself to implement this stuff, then book in a free AI strategy session, link in the comments description. On that call, we'll do exactly what we talked about today. So we'll audit your time, pinpoint exactly where AI can save you the most time. Then we're going to build the systems for you. So we'll recommend the best systems to build and when to build them. And then if you want to hire us to do it for you, then feel free. Just book in a call and hire us, and we can build your AI automations for you. And we're working with a lot of clients doing this, and we've got some amazing testimonials. Like I said, we've got 90 pages of testimonials on AI right now. I don't know anyone else who's got that many testimonials and that many people saying great things about them. So, you know, I appreciate everyone who's contributed here as well. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.